What's up, guys? Dragon Speed Shop here. So today it's gonna be a little bit different, kind of the same, but so I'm on my way to a good buddy of mine, John Johnson's house. He's in our guild that I'm a part of, and he does really epic dioramas. He's been the one that's been helping me out do all this, but he is going to help me out with the base of the 32 Ford. So I'm right now on my way to his house. I've got everything in the back there, and he is going to show us, the viewers, me of course, on how he makes this concoction of stuff that makes an epic looking base that's pretty damn realistic. So but yeah, so enjoy this little time lapse till I get there, and we'll be showing you how it's done. Hey guys, so I'm here with John Johnson sitting there in the back. Started out kind of here with a bag of sand that came from St. George. We sifted it into some really fine, kind of the coarser stuff, and then the big rocks. And the one in the back, we have this stuff, the cellular clay, and this stuff here. We're going to get to mixing this all together so you guys can see what the process is. So whenever you're ready, John.
Okay. Yeah, like I say, the vermiculite, I understand that people use it in gardens and fish tanks and whatever, but it does a good job of giving you a texture in the scoop. And you got to give credit to where credit's due. I never thought this up. This is Lou Sassy. He's a model railroader that's been around for years and is very well known. If you guys have done model railroads, yeah, because he developed this what he calls a ground goop, and what I'm doing here is a different mixture of what he does, but it's basically what Lou does. And if you go into model railroad shops, you'll find books that he has written on scenes and scenic stuff. It's well worth it, buying them and reading them if you haven't done anything like this, because he really makes good use of the materials. And it's a diorama is the same as building a railroad layout. I came out of model railroads. I got tired of watching trains go in circles, so it's basically the same thing. So anyway, here we go. What we did is we are mixing the celluclay, which is the gray stuff, and the vermiculite, the brown, together, and Tyler, can you go over the second drawer down? There's some plastic, and okay, make it the third drawer down. Yeah, I'd like one of the bigger cups and have it put water in it if you would.
Yeah, about half full, or?
Yeah, just so we've got some here. The first thing we're going to do is wet the celluclay and the vermiculite. We'll mix the two of them up like so, and get it wet. I'll give about that again. Yeah, you want to get this fairly wet. Here, I think this is going to do. Now, some people insist on mixing this very, very critically, measuring it and everything. I don't. I just put this stuff together till I think it works. And it's a lot more relaxing, and it keeps you from spending too much time. And one thing I've got to explain what's going on with my speech. I had a stroke about a year ago, and I'm still recovering my speech, and I lose words. So if you'll bear with me, I'd appreciate it. Okay, what we do next? As you can see, we've got this all mixed wet. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take some of the sand, and we're going to mix it in. We're not looking for a finished product now. We're just mixing the materials. And you got to remember, these colors change as things dry. So this one will be fairly dark because Tyler brought in some fairly dark sand from where was it, down around Moab?
St.
George.
Yep.
Yeah, my sand came from down around Moab. So that's the nice thing about this too, is it's relatively inexpensive because I like that. Okay, now we've got the sand, the first part of the sand in here. We've got the vermiculite and the cellulite. Now I'm going to add some paint to this. Or Tyler, why don't you? We'll get the shade you want,
Okay.
And then we'll where you think it's going to be, and we can.
We're gonna move it down here.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah, it's watery.
Yeah, it's not mixed. It doesn't need to be. Yeah, and then a little bit of the dark, and we'll mix it again. There we go. Now, it'll be up to Tyler what color he wants his ground to be. And he can change that, and there's more. We have different shades of the brown, so we can change whatever.
Oh, I'm pretty happy with that.
Okay, if that's pretty much the color you want, we'll put her back here. And what we do now, white glue, just plain old-fashioned Elmer's white glue. I wouldn't use the schoolhouse stuff that they use in grammar school because it doesn't hold as well. But we're going to put about a half of the bottle of this white glue in here, because you remember it's white now, but it will. Okay, go ahead and mix that all up together. And here's a new stick that's not bent all up. This is where you begin to think, this isn't going to work. Yeah, but it will. Yeah, as it dries, and we're going to put some more texture in it. And let me see up here. Yeah, that's getting there. It's getting lighter. We'll put some more sand in it. Yeah, that's gonna go. Let's mix a little more sand in it. Okay. Put a little more cellular clay in there.
Trying to think of a way to describe this. It's kind of like a cookie dough texture, like a peanut butter cookie dough.
It really is. That's about the same texture. And,
So that's kind of what you're looking for, guys, if you're making this at home. It's kind of the thickness of like a peanut butter cookie dough.
yeah, and if you don't want to get it too dry, because if you do, it's going to ball up on you on the base. I don't know. Have you described the base to him?
No, I'll show him when we...
Well, he'll describe later the base and how it works. But you don't need to put a lot of this down. We're mixing a lot more than we'll use today, but you sometimes have to do that. Now, we want just a little more. Did I put more vermiculite in there?
No,
Okay,
just
a
clay.
little more vermiculite, because this stuff adds a more realistic texture to the particularly the desert landscape. Once he gets this mixed up, that's pretty much it. We'll add a little bit of water to make sure that it is wet enough without being too wet. But that's pretty much what you want. Where the complication is getting the color you want. Of course, that's true of almost anything we do in modeling, and it's particularly true. I'm kind of a black sheep of the club that we belong to, because I build on the dark side. I build military as well as cars. But like I say, there's nothing really hard about this. It's just mix it up, put it on the base, and you're in business. Where you okay? What we want to do now? Here's the spatulas.
Okay.
Now, in the top drawer over there where you were, there's some plastic spoons. That just makes it easier to get. And the way I do it is I'll just take a goop of it, put it down.
Okay.
Put it down, and then use those others to smooth it and shape it. You've got a good working time with this, because white glue takes quite a while to set.
So guys, for what we're using the base, this is just a picture frame I've flipped upside down and glued the glass on. We want to protect the wood around it, so we still have that nice wood frame around this. So we'll get some on here. We'll get this kind of spread out.
Yeah, and then you just you get it as thick as you want it, and then set it aside and let it dry for a couple of days. And we'll put a lid on this, and you have the extra in case you need it. And this is the only artistic thing that there is about it, is getting the shaping done. Because the ground isn't flat. It rises and lowers, and so that you want to have that. And once this is spread out where Tyler wants it, and it's pretty much done, then you take the sand that we sifted out and sprinkle it on top to just give you that sandy look to the top of it. You can do almost any color you want, and because dirt comes in all colors.
That is true.
Yeah. I know the first time I did one of these was on a larger diorama, and it as it dried, it split on me, and it just got fractures in it. But I thought, oh, it's shot. But I talked to another guy that has done these things for years. He said, don't worry about it, just put more on. And I did, and after putting a thin layer, thin second layer, the cracks didn't appear again. Like I say, Tyler's doing a good job of spreading this out, because you again, dirt isn't flat, but it's flat enough that something like this will work well. And you can build mounds in it if you want, or if it works with your diorama. This one, I believe the way Tyler's going to do it is, I think this surface is going to work good, just like it is. I don't think he's going to have to put a lot of shaping in.
Oh, John, could you do like a kind of take like some foam board or something and kind of shape?
You can, yeah.
Put this on top.
In fact, let me get one of my small dioramas from the dark side, and I'll show you a different base that you can do that exact thing. It doesn't have it, but you'll get the idea. Now, this is a smaller one, and it's just a base. You can't even really call it a diorama. It's just a base. But this is the mixture that we turned up. In fact, it's almost the same color.
Almost.
Yeah, and then it has some texture, plants and what have you on it. It's a German half-track from the era of the Eastern Front in 1942-43.
So now what do we need to do?
You need to let it dry.
Let it dry?
Yeah, or is your car ready to set on it where you want it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you can see what I did here is I made tracks in the dirt. I don't know if you want to do that there.
No, but I'd like it to be kind of sunken in the sand.
Okay, well, yeah, then you just very carefully sink it in the sand. And do you want more sand on the top, or do you want to leave it at that?
I'd like to put more sand.
Okay, yeah, well, just take your fingers and sprinkle it, and then you can put your car on wherever you're going to want it. Yeah, that's going to work good. That's a good color with the base color. Yeah. But you can see here, the base here is actually foam board. It's just 1-inch foam board, and it's been broken out of the board to give it unusual edges. Yeah, I wouldn't put too much more, Tyler. You want the dirt to show through the sand too.
So I think we'll put it on a...
Yeah, might as well, because...
Boink. Flat tire. Looks like it's been sitting there for a while.
I like that car.
Alright, I think I'm going to throw the grill.
And if you don't mind, I'll get my mine that's similar to that, and
Yeah, you bet.
show you a finished one.
All right, so there we go, guys. Kind of what it's. You want to put the bigger rocks on now, or?
Yeah, you can set them on now.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to be careful with it when you move, that you don't mash it. And don't wait so long that this cracks and peels off. Is that your phone?
Nope. Is that your house phone?
Almost have to be my computer. But it's not. I've never heard that sound before. I'll be back in a minute.
Not a problem. I don't know, John. You may have converted me to do dioramas now.
Well,
No more shiny.
they're fun. They're fun because you get a chance to do something different.
All right, so here's a kind of comparison of mine and one of them I've seen from him. First time I came over here to talk to him, and that's kind of good inspiration of what I was going to build. Well, I've still got to pick up some of these, some sagebrush to put in it and stuff. So
It's a reason if you build hot rods to save your parts.
yes,
Because you can do almost anything. And if you want to put some goo or this is too green.
yeah, we need to.
Let's see if this. Here we go. This would be better on there if you want to put some vegetation on it.
You bet.
I wouldn't put too much though.
Yeah, a couple pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's looking good. You don't want to get too big. Or at least I don't. Don't worry about it. I got a vacuum in here anyway. There's turf too. What you do is just see the way that's ground up.
Oh yeah.
And just take it in your fingers like this if you want to use a little, and just kind of. And this you definitely don't want to get too much on, because it just gives you just a little bit of that green color. The best, I'm used to the desert because that's where my family's from. Is this southeast Arizona desert. But the best way to get the appearance you want is go look at the desert.
Yeah.
Look at the country you want to build in.
Very true.
you can just throw what's left. But that's it, Tyler. That's all it takes to do that. This will be dry within a couple of days.
Okay.
And after that, well, you can feel here it gets almost rock hard.
And this stuff, even you can see it.
Yeah.
It really doesn't come off.
No.
So.
No, if you scrub on it, it'll come off. Yep. But I use or put a little bit bigger rock in than you did. But like I say, dirt is dirt, and it depends on where you're building and what it looks like.
Yep. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. When this dries and everything, I will take some good pictures of this and get you guys a slideshow of how all this dries out. So, till next time, guys. This is Dragon Speed Shop, and I'm out of here.